Life around you. Learning about life around us. Traditional classification of animals. Kingdom Animalia. It is evident that just like plants, there exists an enormous diversity in animals too. We arrange them in proper sequence to classify them so that their study becomes systematic and easy. Animals are classified on the basis of following points. 1. The structural organization. Body design. A. Protozoa, that is microscopic. B. Metazoa, that is megascopic. Body symmetry. A. Asymmetrical, that is irregular shapes, and B. Symmetrical, those are regular shapes. The symmetrical animals may have any one of the following symmetry. 1. Bilateral symmetry, as in frog, rat, etc. 2. Radial symmetry, as in hydra, starfish, etc. And 3. Spherical symmetry, as in some sea urchin. Presence or absence of notochord. The animals having notochord further developed a skeleton, as in vertebrates. Animals without notochord has no skeleton, as in invertebrates. Presence or absence of coelom or body cavity. Organs of locomotion. Considering the above characteristics, the subkingdom Metazoa is classified into the following 10 phyla. Phylum. Porifera. As the name suggests, they are organisms with holes in the body. It includes all sponges. Characteristics. They are non-motile, attached to a solid support, asymmetric creatures, mainly found in marine habitats. The whole body of these animals is perforated with pores called ostia. The large openings at the upper free end is called osculum. Body is covered by spiculus. Phylum Coelenterata. They show more body differentiation. Characteristics. All Coelenterata are aquatic, mostly marine. The simple body of these animals consists of two layers called cells, diplobastic, outer and inner, with radial symmetry. They have a body cavity or coelom. Body has a single opening at hypostome surrounded by sensory tentacles. These animals generally reproduce asexually by budding. Examples: colonial forms, corals, sea anemone. 2. Solitary forms, hydra, jellyfish. Phylum Platyheminthes. Characteristics. They have flat ribbon-like body which is bilaterally symmetrical and has 3 layers of cell, triploblastic. Hooks for attachments or host and sucker to absorb nutrition. They are either free-living or parasitic. Examples: tapeworm, planaria, liver fluke. Phylum Nemathelminthes or nematoda. Characteristics. The body of nematodes is triploblastic and bilateral symmetrical, just as the earlier phylum, but the body is also cylindrical rather than flattened. They are mostly parasitic, with sexes generally separate. Primitive body cavity is present, which is known as pseudocoelom. Pseudo means false. A straight digestive tract begins with mouth and ends with an anus. Most of these worms cause disease in human beings. Examples are in the following table. Please read it carefully. 5. Phylum Annelida, segmented worms. Characteristics. These are triploblastic, cylindrical, segmented, burrowing worms having a bilateral symmetry. They have a true xylem with simple organ systems. They reproduce sexually, but sexes are not separated. Few of them are parasite. Locomotion occurs by seta. They are found in marine water, fresh water, or on land. Examples: leech, nares, earthworm. Phylum Arthropoda. Arthros, that means jointed, and podas means feet. Animals with jointed legs. Characteristics. Arthropods are most cosmopolitan, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical animals having jointed appendages for locomotion. It is the largest group of animals. Their body is extremely segmented and projected with chitinous exoskeleton. Body segments divide the body into head, thorax, and abdomen. Insects have 2 pairs of wings to fly and 3 pairs of jointed appendages. Sexes are separated and reproduce by sexual means. Examples: prawns, crabs, spiders, bees, flies, mosquitoes, scorpion, centipedes, beetle, etc. Biome Mollusca. Molluscus soft. Characteristics. These animals are mostly aquatic with unsegmented soft body covered in a shell. Tripoplastic. Bilaterally symmetrical or asymmetric as in Pila. The body is distinguished into 3 parts. A. Anteroil. Head with sense organ. 2. Dorsal, visceral mass with organ system. Ventral tooth for locomotion. For example, snails, octopus, mussel, etc. Phylum Echinodermata. Echinos means spiny and derma means skin. Activity. Put few milliliters of dilute hydrochloric acid on the pieces of the skeleton of a starfish or shells. What do you observe? The skeleton of starfish or shells are made up of calcium carbonate. Therefore, when dilute HCl is put on the pieces of skeleton of starfish or shell, there would be evolution of CO2, effervescence, and the skeleton dissolves, forming soluble CaCl2 as shown below. CaCO3 plus 2HCl will become CaCl2 plus H2O plus CO2. Characteristics. These are mostly marine, unsexual, tripoplastic animals having a tough spiny exoskeleton made up of calcium carbonate. Their body is unsegmenta and hard, with a radial symmetry. They have a developed coelom and derive their food from water vascular system. Have tube feet for locomotion. They have regeneration capacity. Examples: starfish, Ophiothrix, brittle stars, sea cucumber, Echinus, sea urchin, Antedon feather star. Phylum Protochordata or Hemicbordata. Characteristics. These are mostly marine or burrowing worms like animals with soft, unsegmented, tripoblastic body having bilateral symmetry. They all possesses notochords only in embryonic stage. The body has 3 distinct parts. Likewise, proboscis, collar and trunk. They reproduce sexual means. They possesses gill slits for respiration. Examples: Balanoglossus, Herdmania, Amphioxus. Notochord is a long rod-like support structure that runs along the back of the animal, separating the nervous tissues from the other. It provides place for the muscles to attach for ease of movements. Balanoglossus has notochords in the proboscis. Phylum: Vertebrata or Chordata or Craniata. Activity: what is the importance of vertebral column? Vertebral column is the supporting structure in all vertebrate animals. The spinal cord passes through the vertebral column with the help of Grady's. It is weight-bearing structure which supports the body. What is the important difference between chordates and non-chordates? Chordates have notochord while non-chordates do not possess notochord. In vertebrates, the notochord is replaced by vertebral column later during embryonic life. The brain is well developed in chordates. The spinal cord lies on dorsal side of the body and the heart lies in ventral region. In non-chordates, the brain is not well developed. The nerve cord is ventral while the heart-like structure are seen on dorsal side of the body. In many non-chordates, the blood vascular system is open while in chordates it is closed. Characteristics: all chordates have notochord that develops into skull and a true vertebral column that is present on dorsal side of the body and an internal skeleton. Dorsal nerve cord that develops the nervous system. Paired gill cloughs or lungs for respiration. Body is divided into head, thorax, abdomen and tail. Closed blood vascular system with red blood and the heart on the ventral side of the body. Turtles, chameleon, wall lizard, garden lizard, flying lizard, crocodile, limbless reptiles, snake like king cobra, water snakes, python. This phylum is further divided into 6 classes. Class Cyclostomata. Agnatha. Characteristics: these are marine animals having fist-like body with bilateral symmetry. They have suctorial mouth without jaws and unpaired fins. Examples: Petromyzon, lamprey, myxine, hagfish. Class Pisces. Fishes. Characteristics: these animals are exclusively aquatic and well adapted to aquatic mode of life. They have a streamlined, rough body having skin covered with scales. They possess covered with operculum or uncovered gill slit for respiration and paired fin to swim in water. Caudal, that is tail, fin help to change the direction while swimming. Heart is two-chambered. They are cold-blooded animals. Body temperature varies as the temperature of environment. They lay large number of eggs. Fertilization is external. Some have endoskeletons made up entirely of cartilage, such as sharks and some viti, an endoskeleton made up of both bones and cartilage, as in tuna or roe. For example, electric ray, stingray, dogfish. Class Amphibia. Characteristics: they are animals that can live in water as well as on land. They have no scales but the skin. These animals have a mucus gland that keeps it moist and slimy. They possesses short forelimbs and long hind limbs with 5 web digits. Ichik is limbless. Heart is 3-chambered and mixed blood circulates in the body. They are unisexual, oviparous, and fertilization is external. They respire through in larval stage and adopt pulmonary or cutaneous respiration during dormant. Amphibian remains dormant in summer, aestivation, and in winter, hibernation. Example: frog, toad, salamander. Class: Reptilia. Crawling vertebrates. Characteristics: these are cold-blooded, mostly terrestrial animals. They crawl or creep as they have either weak short limbs or even no limbs. The body skin is dry, rough and scaly, and the body is divisible into head, neck, abdomen and tail. They are unisexual, oviparous, having internal fertilization. They respire only with lungs. Most of these animals have a 3-chambered heart. Crocodiles have 4-chambered heart. For example, turtles, chameleon, wall lizard, garden lizard, flying lizard. Characteristics: these are warm-blooded, unisexual, oviparous animals that hatch the eggs. They are well adapted to aerial life. The forelimbs are modified into wings and the body is covered with feathers, exoskeleton. The body is streamlined, spindle-shaped, light due to hollow bones. They breathe through lungs. Their heart is 4-chambered. The external part of mouth is developed into a beak. For example, parrot, owl, kite, etc. Class: Mammalia. Viviparous vertebrates. Characteristics: these are most evolved, warm-blooded, mostly terrestrial animals with body adapted to various surroundings. They have mammary glands to produce milk to nourish their young ones. Skin is covered with hair. Skin has sweat and oil glands. Animals are unisexual and viviparous. Only platypus and echidna lay eggs. They breathe through lungs. Heart is 4-chambered. They have movable jaws with teeth and eyes with movable eyelids and ear with movable pinna. The muscular diaphragm is present between the thoracic and abdominal cavity. They produce sound with active vocal cords. For example, human being, whale, bat, dog, cow, etc. Summary. That's all in this lesson. Till then, keep learning.